How are we starting this? Shall I go?
It's me. I'm starting.
Oh, you're starting.
Yeah.
Right, cool.
Right. I just
Ready?
need to gather the courage to actually say the word welcome. Right.
Give it a go.
I can't do it. What the fuck?
What's wrong with you?
I don't know. Okay. Right. Sir. Welcome to Friendly, a DayZ podcast where we gather our ammo into a little pile inside a stilted red, we cook up a chevron steak dinner, and we're hiding from the AKM fire on the other side of town. Today, Dave, we've got an interview.
Yeah, I'm trying to look for it in my notebook that you bought me. Who is it?
I'm gonna need a drum roll sound effect. He's the best from the West. He's hotter than a dragon's breath. He's Welsh. It's Fungaltoes.
Oh, Fungaltoes. Oh,
yeah,
man,
it's
love this
Fungaltoes.
guy.
Yeah. So welcome, Fungaltoes, to Friendly, a DayZ podcast. It's been a pleasure to have you here. Not that we've had you here yet. Doesn't make sense. I'll cut this bit out because I'm waffling.
He has very good editing skills.
So never see the light of day. Welcome, Fungaltoes, to a DayZ podcast. That's still wrong again. Welcome, Fungal, to Friendly, a DayZ podcast.
That's the one, a Friendly, a DayZ podcast.
Jesus Christ, right.
Thank you so much for having me, mate. To be honest, it's a pleasure to be here. First time I've done any sort of podcast, but
us too.
It's going to be fun.
Us too, but in all fairness though, Fungal, you were our first choice when we first set this up and we were talking about it, me and Andy, and we thought we would love to interview Fungal as our first ever guest, and we're happy that you accepted.
That's very kind of you. Yeah.
I wish I was lying, actually, because I'm not. Genuinely, you were the first name that come to both our minds, weren't it, Andy?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, I was shocked, actually. I was like, me? Really? But it's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me on.
That's all right. We're just 500 quid poorer, but we got you here.
Checks in the mail.
Yeah, we'll have it in Scottish pound notes, and we'll send it soon.
How you doing? You all right?
Yeah, good.
I'm going to struggle to not call you Val and Dave.
Call me Val and Dave.
yeah, exactly.
I'm probably known as Notebook Dave now, but it's all good. What do you think of it? What do you think of it? Have you listened to both?
I really enjoy it. Yeah, I've listened to both so far. I think I align with Andy on some stuff and Val and Dave on the other. See, I'm going to call you Valen, I guarantee it.
Yeah.
I just always call everyone by their in-game names when we're
cool,
playing
man.
games.
That's what we do, man. I mean, it's what you do. You call me Val, and I'll call you Fungal. It's all good.
You make fun of each other's mistakes and banter around that and all that sort of stuff. I'm into NFL and I run a couple of fantasy leagues, so you guys kind of remind me of the Fantasy Footballers podcast where it's a bunch of pals, and they've also got another podcast that they ended up developing out of that called the Spitballers podcast, which is just them as mates chatting and taking the piss out of each other.
Yeah.
Similar sort of style.
Because it was weird. I just said to Andy, let's just give it a go. And then, literally, when we done the first episode, and we sort of covered all bases with like a Discord and like a YouTube channel and a Twitter. And it's sort of loads. We get so much positive feedback. I couldn't believe it. I thought we were going to get like 10, 15 views, and now we're up to like near 400 views on everything. Do you know what I mean?
It's like now.
Is it over 400 now?
Is it? Yeah. Yeah, that's great.
Crazy. It's crazy, man.
Well, there's a thirst for that, isn't there? There's a place for like technical, information-ridden sort of, it's computer gaming, so people are into that stuff as well. But on the other hand, a lot of players are a little bit more, not necessarily casual, but enjoy a more relaxed view on things, and I think that's perfect. And you guys are obviously, known each other a long time. You've got good chemistry, and it comes across on the podcast. I know you're editing it, but the way you bounce off each other is very natural, very funny. So
all I'm doing is cutting out the shit that we'd get cancelled for, mate. That's all.
Yeah, that's all right. Well, it's not live, so you can cut the bits out.
Should we just kick off? Should we start?
Just put on,
Fungal. A burning question that everybody's asking of you, Fungal, is what's your favourite pizza?
Oh no, that's nothing controversial. If you're trying to get a pineapple pizza out of me or something, although somebody in my chat said that the other day that they have mango on a pizza.
What the?
Mango.
Yeah. So the everlasting question of is a Hawaiian pizza, as we call it in the UK, but ham and pineapple pizza in a lot of other places, ethically all right? Then somebody said, well, I like mango on a pizza, and I was like, what?
I mean, there is a level that there's a line you don't cross, and mango is that for me. I don't think anybody else other than that person has mango on their pizza.
Apparently it's a thing in the States. I think they call it like a Caribbean pizza or something. Apparently it is a thing. A lot of people chimed in then, and I was genuinely shocked at that, but I'll probably try it once and then not try it again, I would imagine. Just imagining that palette together, but probably not that controversial. Yeah, probably ham and mushroom, something like that.
Ham and mushroom, of course.
It's got to have shrooms on it, yeah.
Gotta have some fungus in there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I was in Italy maybe 2016, 2015, and the weirdest pizza I had there, it had like just purple sprouted broccoli on it and aubergine. Now, right. I've never had anything similar to it before, but it was incredible. It was so nice.
It sounds soggy, I'll be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a bit. All pizza's a little bit. It's all thin crust and stuff over there anyway in Italy.
Yeah.
So.
It's amazing. I went to Sorrento this year and had a white pizza. There's for Sorrento and Naples, and it's fucking lovely. Honestly, you smash anything out of the park.
Yeah, that's true. If anybody can make it work, it'd be the Italians. In all fairness, yeah.
Go to the
out there every
source.
couple of years, and their food is amazing.
And there's another dying question though that everyone wants to ask: is how did you get your name, Fungaltoes? Your gamer tag.
I wish it was a very, very interesting story. That it comes from my PlayStation Network name, basically, which is how long ago was that? Like 2005 or something. Long time ago, and I really wanted, a proper interesting name. I wanted Badass as my name
with the A as an at sign.
Because I was like 16 or something at the time. I wanted Badass as my name, which is obviously thoroughly original.
Everyone thinks they're a badass when they're 16.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's not actually very accurate for me at all. But I couldn't have it without an underscore or a letter or a hashtag or something behind it. So I was trying to find a name without that, and I just thought Fungaltoes was funny. I just thought it was really funny. And it didn't need any sort of prefixes to it or anything. So I went with that, and then throughout my gaming, and I used to play a lot of COD at the time, everyone in all the chats were all like Fungaltoes, and all that. So it became a bit of a talking point. And I just kept that, and then many years later, I decided to start streaming when DayZ came out on PlayStation 4. And I just sort of fit really.
So you had a pretty similar experience to same with me and Andy, because me and Andy obviously started on Xbox when it first come out on Xbox and stuff, and so you've started off in console and you've moved to PC.
Yeah. Well, I was watching DayZ for quite a while before it even came to console, and just never really thought about getting it. It never even entered my mind. I was kind of one of these tribal console people. And I was like, console, over PC, and it's so much better. This, that. Even the Xbox PlayStation debate. Later on, I got an Xbox and realised that probably Xbox is better at a lot of other stuff. And
we said no casual racism.
Yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, so I put about 1,500 hours in on console, DayZ, for my sins.
But you say you've got no prefixes on your name. Aren't you on Twitch, TheFungaltoes?
Yeah, so I on Twitch I am, yeah, because there is a fungal toe.
And
but
let's
the fungal's
find
not
him.
spelt the same. Mine's as in the fungal infection. His is more phonetic, but he's kind of he does some stuff on Twitch occasionally, but he more sort of runs with guys like General Sam and some of those guys. So he's sort of in other videos. I found this out way afterwards when I got a little bit better on Twitch really, and people started coming and going, "Are you Fungal Toe?" And I'm not. No, I'm Fungal Toes.
Yeah. It's better
I
than
have
fun,
more of them.
fun girl
Yeah.
toes, isn't it? Do people
Yeah.
ask you for foot pics? Fun
No,
girl
yeah.
toes?
No. Oh, that's a
Yeah,
shame.
yeah.
We might have started something though.
Yeah.
If you start
maybe,
getting DMs, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I did joke for a while that I was like the only soldier in Afghanistan to get trench foot, but then I thought it's probably not that appropriate, so I stopped saying that for a bit.
That's quite a good say. I mean, I've been to Afghanistan twice, and actually, that's pretty good funny saying.
Yeah, well, I thought that was a good one. I was saying that for a little while when I was starting out, but
That place is hot.
yeah, not conducive with moisture. I wouldn't have thought.
No,
Afghanistan, but,
it wipes it out of you.
First person or third, Fungal Toes? First person or third?
First all the way, mate, all the way. I'm far more immersed in first person.
Yeah.
If you're playing on a third person server, you can't play first person, right? You're just at such a disadvantage. But
You say that. You say that. Me and Andy had a run on. We were on a third person experimental server.
You just press V, mate. That's all you do.
yeah,
Yeah, just press V.
We didn't even use third person, and we had loads of people come up on us. Do you know? Oh, I say loads. We killed 2 people, and we had a mini shootout with 2 others. But yeah, I stayed in first person the whole time. I believe you did as well, Andy.
I was going to ask. So, when you're in cover or something, did you flick into third person to have a little look, like like other players are doing to you, and then did you flick back into first person?
I'm incompetent, and I wouldn't know how to do that under pressure. So no.
We were held down in an L shape, weren't we? And I did have a little cheeky look out the windows. Yes.
Yeah, I think you've got
literally-
to. I think you've got to. Otherwise, you're at such a disadvantage.
Yeah.
I've played third-person servers like that before, where I'm first-person all the time, unless I'm in a firefight and need to have a little third-person peek, because that is the essence of what third-person servers are, isn't it? Each to their own. Not knocking it. Just.
But if I was
for
on
me.
console, I was loving third person on console.
See, originally I was, and I can't go back to it now. It's very strange.
It's strange.
It lends itself to RP servers a lot more, in my opinion.
Yeah, I suppose I'm not an RPer, as you know, really, but I suppose when you're in an RP situation, just being able to see the whole scene almost like as you're watching a movie, seeing your character within that frame will probably help you sort of in that situation. But for me, first person is just makes the game visceral and immersed.
Yeah. So you say you're not like an RP player. How would you describe your play style?
I would say I'm more of a PvPer. I'm not saying I'm good at it. I think my Twitch bio still says I'm.
I thought you were a badass
average,
or whatever it
but,
was.
aspiration meets reality, I think. I would say I run in a squad, in a duo or a trio, and we generally decide an objective of what we want to do for the day, and we try and achieve that objective. That's sort of how we play.
Yeah.
It's not sort of in vogue these days, but I don't run solo that often anymore. I used to run a lot of solo, and I generally run in with a running mate or somebody that I already know pre-designed. So that's sort of how we do things. But these days we run more adventure, and it's just duo in, trying to get an objective done. The new sets of maps out are great for that because there's things to do, objectives to achieve, and things like that. So probably a PvP would be more accurate.
What is your favourite map at the moment? The one that you're going to go to, would it be Livonia because of the update, or are you more of a casual-ish gamer and go on to Essica?
Yeah, I was listening to you guys the other day. It's interesting, the parallels really. It's horses for courses, isn't it? It depends what you want to do. I have less time these days, and when I've got less time, I hop on an Essica or a smaller map or something like that, like you were talking about the other day. That it's not. You don't need a 6-hour run to have a decent run on Essica. You can do it in 2 hours and have a really decent run and a bunch of PvP. But favorite actual map, if all things out the window, is DRL. I can't remember which one of you was it you, Andy?
Oh, both of us love DRL. Man.
Don't try and take my glory.
We appreciate it. We appreciate it.
It's just such a beautifully constructed map. And I was kind of an early adopter on DRL and played it from as early as I could. Really, it's one of those beautiful maps where it's constructed beautifully. Everything's thought out, but also different areas of the map feel totally different. You know, there's sort of different biomes, and
it's evolved over the years as well. I remember when I first started, in 2019, playing Deer Isle, and you spawned in a completely different location than where you do now. There used to be like a whole, like a boat place, like one of those massive riffy ships on the end where everybody would kind of meet up and then go off on your adventures from there. But all of that's definitely all changed now, and plus all the extra places that John McClane's added to that map. Like you said, it probably suits your playstyle. With there's something to do, you know, you can go and sacrifice yourself at the swamp, or get the bear gilly and do the teleportation stuff and the oil rigs, and there's lots of adventure type objectives to do on that map. So that makes sense.
I haven't managed that one yet. I haven't done the bear skin and Ice Island. That's the only thing I haven't done, I think, on that map. But like you said, sort of hats off to John McClane for just continually improving and changing his ideas and shaping the map as it's gone along. It's been a very different map over the last few years, and I like what he's done on the east side. He's totally changed and revamped and rescaled that east side of the map, which was kind of dead really for a long time. It was great for me because my base was over. It used to be called Rotten Island. Okay. It was like a very specific biome where all the trees were all sort of rotten, and it was a very sort of weird wasteland.
Just fungus everywhere.
Fungus everywhere, yeah. So that was my home. It was probably the best base I've ever had in the castle on Rotten Island up there. But back then it was like a 30-minute swim to get to it. You know?
Bloody hell.
So, you know, we never got raided. Nobody could be asked to go all the way over there.
Yeah, but, leave them be.
Yeah, but that he's done a really good job of revamping that eastern side of the map and made it more accessible.
Going to move away a little bit from the DayZ side of it and more over to you as a streamer and content creator. I've got a few stats for you, and I wanted to know how close you get to your own stats. Okay.
That man, skibbity bap bappity stats.
He's a stat man. That's a thing now, apparently. So, when do you reckon you first streamed?
That's a tough question. I don't know. I've got to be coming up. Been about 2 years, I think, maybe 2.5.
Oh, okay. So you're not far off, mate. 28th of March, 2020.
All right. Okay. That's less than I thought.
Oh, okay. It feels a lot longer.
I kind of fell into streaming really. I've been watching DayZ on YouTube for years, and just really enjoyed watching YouTube videos, and that's why I got into DayZ. And then I started streaming on PlayStation, which is a bit of a nightmare with no capture card or anything like that.
Oh, nice.
So real raw stuff.
Ballsy move.
Yeah, you know, you have to press the PS button to see the chat and all that sort of stuff. So you're like tabbed out half the time on DayZ. And then as soon as I got a PC, it kind of made a lot more sense, really. But yeah. So 2020.
2020, mate. So I think the last 12 months have really been your 12 months. That's where a lot of your followers have come from. You know, everybody struggles at the beginning, I think, unless you're super lucky. But for the last 12 months have been really good for you, from what I can see in your stats, to be honest. So you're at 583 followers at the moment, which is good.
Which is excellent. I love it.
Yeah, and can you guess how many? Because you've gone from being a strictly DayZ streamer to more of a variety streamer now.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and then that's a scary move. You know, I literally only streamed DayZ for 18 months, nearly 2 years, really. And I love DayZ. It's probably my favorite game ever made. And the viewership there is amazing, and people come to see that game and know what to expect. You know.
Yeah.
You know, when you switch over to variety from a you know, a primary game, really, it's one of those things where
there's a risk.
You kind of accept that your viewership's going to be variable, because, you know, if you're playing one game one week and a different game the next, then not necessarily the same people are going to be in all the time.
No, that's true. That's good. But the one of your variety games, you get to see full plethora of games that you play. So 1 minute you're playing a little bit of Hell Let Loose, next minute you're in a little bit of Marauders, and there was another one you played where you're in space, weren't you? I forget the name of that one now. That Icarus, was it Icarus?
I played Icarus for a bit, yeah.
Yeah.
As by the original creator of DayZ, Dean Hall.
Yeah.
Yeah, played a little bit of that. Sort of streamed that when it first came out. I guess it's going back to your roots. Before I started playing DayZ, I played lots of different games, single player, multiplayer. And it was sort of going back to the roots of that, really, because when I picked up DayZ, I played DayZ 40 hours a week, every week for 2 years.
That's a job.
That is a job, yeah. It just meant no sleep, basically, because I was just totally obsessed by it and absorbed by the game and how it made you feel and everything else. Moving to variety I was tending to get a little bit of burnout, I think, on DayZ at the time.
Yeah, it happens.
Where I was just absolutely hammering it.
How many games do you reckon you've streamed in the last year?
Well, I've got about 107 games on Steam alone.
Right. How many of those do you reckon you've played?
107 games. That's cool.
Yeah. I'm a bit of an addict, I'll be honest. I might have a problem. I need to go to like Gamers Anonymous.
Well, you've come to the right people.
I can't say I've absolutely played all of those, but I do tend to. Yeah, it's a problem with having Steam on your phone. You can just buy stuff at will, but no, not anywhere near that. I'd say maybe 20. No, less than that.
Less than that. All right, I'll stop you there. You've streamed 34 games.
No,
34 different variety of games. Yeah.
Wow. So that is variety, isn't it?
Your highest game clearly is obviously still DayZ. I
try to play DayZ sort of a couple of times a week now, and it's a bit more focused. We've got an objective in mind, like I said. And then I try and do a couple of different games a week.
Yeah.
So at the minute, we're sort of running through. I've been playing The Long Dark, so we've been doing Winter Minute on that.
Oh,
mate. Story mode.
I remember picking that game up, and I was thinking, this is amazing. And I just got to a point where I just had no idea what to do and just kept dying and getting taken out by. Is it wolves that get you?
Wolves, bears. Yeah. Those games. There's something. Something very pure just about being scared, isn't it? And I switched to having a cam not that long ago, actually. I never really had a camera when I was streaming. Any decision I've ever made about streaming, I've always basically gone against it. So I said, I'll never get a Stream Deck. What do I need it for? I can just do it on my keyboard. And then I got a Stream Deck and I was like, oh God, why didn't I do this before? And then people were trying to get me to have a cam, and I was like, no, I never want a cam. I don't want to do it. And then I got a cam, and I wouldn't live without one.
You've still got the 50k fucking channel point reward for face cam. I want you to change. Yeah, you're still there.
I need to get rid of that.
Yeah, you do. You change it to something else.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That is a great debate of streamers, though, is it? You got cam, non-cam. You've either got the mentality of Taupe and the Runnermans, where there's no cam. And they get asked a lot, why haven't you got a cam? And then they put up a funny picture or something like that.
I was about to say,
or
Paul
you've got on the other end of the scale, you've got like Minder with his face cam, like Happy Bombs. Do you know what I mean? That sort of end of the scale. So there's an argument for each of it. I mean, and then now you're saying that, you don't know why you didn't do it before.
Yeah, I mean, it's a difficult one, isn't it? If you're putting yourself out there like that is a pretty difficult thing to do, I think. My channel was never about me, and it isn't really about me as a spectacle. I'm a sort of a ginger, middle-aged, averagely talented at everything, not superbly talented.
And if you want more subs, we'll get you a hot tub.
Oh yeah. Funny enough, I had an idea a while back when the hot tub controversy came back. I thought I'll buy a little model hot tub and I'll put it in front of the camera, not even thinking. That's how untechnically minded I am, that you could superimpose it on. And then
you thought I'm going to go onto eBay and buy a dollhouse version of a hot tub
and just put it in the foreground, so I'd just be a massive head in a tiny hot tub. And then my mate Billy was like, he had he superimposed it over, and he was in like a swimming cap with floats and things and all that. And I was like, well, I think he's smarter than me. I'll leave that to him. But yeah, so it was a funny one. I didn't want to do it at the time. At that time in my life, I didn't want to have a face cam. But I was sort of committed at the time to doing more things in my, taking on more things in my life that I was uncomfortable with, and pushing my comfort zone a little bit,
nice.
jumping out of that. So I was doing a bit of a yes man at the time, and trying to push myself to do things that I didn't want to do, that I was uncomfortable with, because I'm at a time in my life where you just do everything you want to do, and you get used to being comfortable. So that is pretty much why I got a cam in the first place, was because I didn't want to do it. And now I really enjoy it, and I find the interaction and the feedback you get from chat is totally different.
I mean, so that brings on to another question that I've got written here, and it simply is costumes.
Costumes, yeah.
I want to talk to you about costumes, Fungal. So you utilise the cam in, I say, a unique way, but you will change your costume depending on what game you're playing. I would like you to explain.
Even what loadout I've got, actually. It's more hats than costumes, I would say. I'm not a cosplayer.
I'm pretty sure you've got a vest. You've got a...
I've got a vest now. Yeah, the vest is a new thing. That's a new development. Yeah, that's true.
Like a plate carrier vest?
Yeah, I've got a plate carrier for tactical night. Yeah. So I wear a black plate carrier now, and an attack helm for tactical night. Me and a pal and fellow streamer Bad Bear.
So what have you got for Hell Let Loose then? Have you got like a World War II helmet, and you change over when you change sides? You put a German one on.
I haven't got a German one. Yeah, I thought I better not. I thought
I'd stick away from
fair
that.
enough.
Good effort.
So I don't wear any hats when I play the Axis. No,
probably stay away from the Russian one as well now.
Yeah, maybe not not the best, but I've got like for Hell Let Loose. If I'm American and infantry, I wear a full size replica steel M1 helmet. It weighs about 1.5 kilos.
Your neck must be well strong.
Talking of channel point redemptions, 20,000 points I have to do 20 squats if you do that. So if you catch me on Hell Let Loose with the helmet on, then it's 20 squats with freaking
I've redeemed that
1.5 kilo
times.
helmet.
It's very satisfying, man. It's very satisfying.
It's very satisfying.
Yeah,
It's the only thing keeping me fit. That's the thing. So.
Them channel points are keeping you fit, so stay tuned.
Yeah,
I've redeemed 2 in a row before, and you were not happy with me, man. You was not happy with me.
Yeah, I nearly bought a chainmail hood and an actual helmet, the medieval helmet. Yeah,
it's going too far.
I don't have a game to play for it, and I was like, I'm gonna have to buy a game for this.
You're going the other way around now. You're looking at costumes and be like, that's a sick costume. I need to buy a game.
I need to buy a game to match the costume. Yeah, it's gone full circle now. Yeah, so finish off the hat stuff. Actually, I'm looking at my hats now. Sorry, I'm looking away from my mic. But I've got tactical helm and plate carrier for Ready or Not and Ground Branch, which are 2 games that I love playing.
They looked really good, to be fair, when you were playing the other day.
They're really, really good at different levels in development, but they're very, very sort of visceral. In particular, Ready or Not is just phenomenal. It's kind of a harken back to like SWAT 4 and stuff, really, where it's you and a squad of your friends against AI, and it's just brutal in terms of you can get killed from anywhere. If you don't clear a corner, you're dead.
Yeah.
I've got sort of a tattered old cowboyish hat for Hunt Showdown. I played a little bit with Lampy.
Yeah, Hunt Showdown. He keeps going on about that.
Yeah, he loves that game. He really does love it. Yeah. It's a very, very cool game. Sort of Tarkov, Cowboy Tarkov, and the M1 helmet. And I've got it's actually a flight hat. I've got a flight hat, like a leather skull cap.
For
funny goggles. Yeah, I use that as a tank hat because.
Yes.
Yeah, but
when running tank on Hell Let Loose.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I'm generally tank commander when we run tank on Hell Let Loose, and I absolutely love doing that as well. But we just pretend it's a tank hat because replicas of them are absolutely phenomenally priced.
I've actually got a British Army tank hat.
Send it on down. Send it on down.
Afterwards, after this stream, I could probably send it. I actually used it myself. And I cut the comms cord off, and then said it was broken, and had another one issued to me.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
We'll get our 500 quid back, Dave.
Yeah, you will. Yeah.
We
can call it even then. Yeah.
We'll ask Royal Mail just to swap it over.
Hey man, do you want to be friends?
Going back to like DayZ. How are you finding this new update and patch?
Well, I had my first run since the update dropped yesterday, actually. So I played a fair bit of the experimental branch early on. I kind of it's a difficult one, isn't it? You can see what they're trying to do. Let's tackle the big one, I guess. Inertia first, right?
Yep.
You can see what they're trying to do with inertia. You can see that, but it still feels a little bit unrefined. I think I played 1.19 experimental right at the start before any hot fixes, so I thought it might have been a little bit more refined by the time it came out. But you can see what they want to do with it. Like Tarkov did this a similar thing. You know, people were just had the ability to peek a corner and get back in without you being able to fire a shot. So they make you overrun by a step when you're peeking corners and things with their inertia system. But you never kind of feel drunk in Tarkov like that.
Yeah, it does feel a little bit out of control, doesn't it, at the moment? But I agree. It's definitely a step in the right direction.
It needs to be done, I think, yeah.
But what doesn't need a bit of polish in DayZ? You know, everything needs a little bit of polish in it.
Yeah.
Well, the cars are going in the right direction. They're still not 100%. We're still, I mean, we're obviously not in helicopters cars anymore where they start flying up in the air, but you know they're going in the right direction, and they still need a little bit more polishing.
Yeah, definitely. It seems like the first step for a lot of these mechanics to be changed or refined is taking place, really, and I hope that'll be the case. I think the game is a little bit more difficult to play, so it's going to rub a few people up the wrong way. But
I think it's going to hurt PvPers more.
Definitely. Yeah, but then saying that, some really interesting things happened when I played on experimental. So I got caught in a double house. My friend got killed, and I was being pushed by a 2-man in a double, and I held the stairs. And because of the inertia, a 9mm pistol against an AK, I had the advantage, right? Because he couldn't sprint full speed up the steps.
Okay.
He couldn't get his gun up quickly. You could argue, okay, well, everyone's going to hold their ground and things, but I think it just makes you think a little bit more intelligently. The reality is you're not going to be able to sprint full pace upstairs and shoot somebody.
It's changed the meta, isn't it? And DayZ likes to fuck with us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, but in a good way, I think. I think that's, that's a good thing in general. Just make you think a little bit more about your movement. I think that inertia mechanic does that, and hopefully it gets a little bit more refined. Like you said, it feels a little bit out of control, whereas you're not out of control in real life. You know where you are and things. So maybe that's a player mindset as well. But I think maybe if they took the top off it a little bit, so you weren't overrunning quite so much.
Well, I cut like a good 20%.
Yeah.
Bring it down to 20% or 30%, and the inertia not so reactive inertia. You know what I mean? So like you knocked it down. That might be an option.
Yeah, definitely. And of course, server side people can do that. So
yeah, you can just completely disable it.
Yeah, so it's going to be variable from server to server, similar to like bullet damage and stuff like that, I guess.
Which I think is worse, in my opinion. If you're trying to learn the game, DayZ is very much a muscle memory as well, isn't it? A muscle memory game. And if every server you go to has a different level of inertia, that's just ruined anything that you've learned when playing the last server from going to the new one, you know? So...
It was probably a bit like that transition from console to PC. As much as it's the same game, it's very different in the way you play it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. The muscle memory is totally different. I think it probably took me a good month and a half, really. Me and a friend, Daydreams, sort of came across at the same time. And it probably took about 4 to 6 weeks, like you said, for the muscle memory, for the inventory, from going from no mouse and keyboard, one finger typing to DayZ, was a big step.
Pick and peck.
Okay, so Andy has a segment now he wants to do.
No, I don't.
You do?
No, I don't. We got one more question. The fucking professionalism from you, Dave, is just sky high, and I can't. Don't worry,
I've got a notebook. I've got better.
Right.
Things to do. It doesn't say much.
Yeah, things to do, done. Yeah. What would you like to see in the next patch?
Oh yeah, I like this one.
Oh, that's a good question, isn't it?
It's meaty.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, I haven't really thought about that. That's an interesting one.
You can't ask that, Andy. It's not in the notebook.
I tell you an interesting debate that I see going on quite often is the plate carrier uncon bullet damage mechanic that some people like, some people don't like.
Okay.
You know, I think there's like scope to add some more mechanics around that.
You mean
that
like
might lend
it
itself to
uncons you for too long, or you shouldn't be unconned at all, or?
Yeah, so the argument that I see online quite often is I'm wearing the best armor in the game.
Yep.
And you can one tap me and uncon me and then just shoot me dead. You know, with a relatively easy gun to get, one easy ammunition to get. It doesn't the plate carrier doesn't necessarily. Not my argument, but a lot of people
well, I
say
get it.
I should be
You've
better protected.
obviously grinded more for that ultimate plate carrier, the best helmet, and then someone with an SKS they can find at Zelenogorsk can one tap you, or you know what I mean, or knock you out and then be over the top of you and you're dead.
Yeah. And
so
I
what is the
understand
point
that.
of traveling all that way up to kill a zombie with a plate carrier?
Yeah, and I totally understand that mentality. I think just my opinion on DayZ, one of the greatest things about DayZ is having a very short time to kill, having permadeath. You know, that elevates the senses and makes it, the jeopardy is high. You know, a guy with a Makarov can kill the most geared guy in the game.
Oh, definitely, and that's when your controller slips out your hand because you're sweating
and you're panicking, right? Yeah, you know, like you know, that's a great part of the game. But so I was sort of thinking about that problem, and I kind of agree that if you've got the best armor in the game, it should protect you to some degree. I mean, what happens in reality? So sort of, you know, did the armchair sort of research, and plate carriers generally, you wouldn't go unconscious. You would be hurt. You can. It would be a chance. But a lot of guys in combat situations will take a few shots and continue. I would kind of like to see some broken ribs and maybe a mechanic added around that, so that if you take a shot, obviously percentage chance you could be uncon, maybe reduced, and then if you had broken ribs, then maybe you have like the shock sort of damage, mechanic
half stam or something, and you know, you already get punished for it takes away half your stamina as it is anyway. If you got a broken rib, maybe your stamina regeneration is halved.
Well,
or you
there is
like
a mod.
Yellow, you know?
There is a mod on a very popular server that has a broken arm mod.
No, I fucking don't even. That pissed me off so bad. It fucked me up.
More about this. I don't know about.
Fucked me up.
Have you not? Obviously, we can say the server. It's the Karma Crew server.
Right.
A good guy that we like to talk to. It's Mike Doherty. He's implemented it into the server, and
you say his name different every time, man.
There
are people that love this mod, and it adds a dynamic.
It used to be in the game, right?
I believe it did. Yeah, back
way
in the
before
day,
my time. Yeah.
Before our time, we sort of all come across at the same time,
true.
didn't we? Really,
a lot of people prefer the gunplay from back then as well. I played on a server a while back with the old school gunplay, and it was very funny because we were having gunfights at 100 yards and nobody could hit each other. it's like musket fighting.
Hold fast.
You know, it was
loose.
Yeah. But that's interesting too. Yeah, you know,
it was
if
good.
You've got broken arms, if you've got broken legs, why can't you have broken arms? I guess.
Yeah, it was good. It just I wasn't expecting it, and I was like, why can't I fucking aim? Why am I going unconscious again? And then just
could you hip fire then? Well, with a broken arm,
or could you can't remember. I didn't try.
You can, but as soon as you bring it up into the aim, you do that thing. You like when you break your leg and you stand up and you start going in and out.
Damage,
you start going in and out and then you pass out. It's the same thing as when you start aiming. So it's best to probably hit the deck and try and hip fire, or you try and get that splint on as soon as possible. But even then, your stamina generation is terrible.
Yeah.
So,
see, I would think like getting hit in a plate by and the plate taking the damage. Obviously you take serious damage. There's blunt force trauma as opposed to the bullet penetrating the armor. So my thoughts were on that. Take maybe a full stack of rags to do a wrapping or something, or make it heal quicker. That
you know what I mean? 6 rags so you can wrap your ribs or something.
Yeah, or a full bandage or something,
Interesting.
And then, that could be somewhere between the uncon and.
I mean, they still need to add that you can stack your bandages on vanilla.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
End up with
so annoying. Like
8 bandages with one left on
one
each
use
bandage.
left on them. Yeah.
Right. Do you want to play a game?
Go on then, yeah.
Play a game.
Let's play a game. So I'm gonna pit you. I'm gonna pit you both against each other. All right. And
All right.
I had a working title for the game, and I didn't ever come up with anything better. So I'm just gonna call it what it is. It's called Mushroom or Mushrong. Okay. So
All right.
I'm gonna give you a name of a mushroom, or not, and you have to tell me whether it really is a name of a mushroom or not.
Okay.
All right, and you're gonna play
Ooh.
against Dave, and whoever gets the most
Do you know
points
who
wins.
would win this? And I would like to have him as my phone a friend, even though he's not my friend. Would be Taupe.
Yes, the little
Yeah,
forager
he
boy.
would be top of this, man. He goes mushroom hunting in Poland. So
Does he? Right.
yeah. Can we just wait until he's streaming? Can you come back around about? Oh, he doesn't stream on Saturdays.
I know he's off. He's
Spamming
got
his chat.
he's got
Yeah,
COVID at the
spam his
moment.
chat. I can't believe I'm up against you.
You're up against Fungaltoes, the king of the fungus. Good luck, Dave. Okay, imagine the lights have just turned low in the studio, right? Okay, so the first one then. Hairysterium. Hairysterium. Is that a mushroom? Or is it mushroom?
Oh, that's hard, isn't it? Dave?
Well,
You
I'm
first.
saying no. I'm saying no.
You're saying it's not a mushroom?
I'm saying it's not a mushroom. Hairysterium.
Yeah.
It sounds very good.
Mm. Yeah, sterium sort of sounds Latin, doesn't it? Here he does not.
So you're saying false as well, yeah?
I'm gonna go mushroom. Yeah.
Mushroom. Okay. Oh, it's actually mushroom. Mushroom.
Is it? No, that puts us
I
on
don't really
tilt
want to
now.
see the Hairysterium.
All right.
It is, and we're 0-0. We
Is-
start again.
Just as a quick, just so you know, I'm not cheating, right? I do have a mushroom poster behind me with all different mushrooms on it, but I accidentally bought it in French, and I don't speak French.
Yes.
I do have a picture of mushrooms with their scientific names
So
in
if I
French
do it
behind me.
in a French accent, will that help you? Do you have a Hairysterium? Okay, so is the next one Latin enough for you? The rectus, the rectus bumhorn.
Oh, bum.
The rectus bumhorn. Mushroom or mushroom?
Oh.
I'm gonna have this. I'm gonna stick to my guns and go mushroom. And
Okay.
I'm gonna be mushroom myself.
I'm gonna go with, because I've already said wrong and I got it wrong. I'm gonna go with, it is a mushroom. I'm gonna go mushroom.
Okay, Fungal, you were correct on that one.
Do them an offie.
There's 5, so we're on number 3. Cramp balls Asco. Can you tell the theme of what ones I've picked here?
Cramp balls Asco. I'm going for mushroom.
Right.
I'm gonna go mushroom.
Oh, Dave, he pulls it back. It's true. It's a
1-0.
mushroom.
Yeah,
Cramp
come on.
balls Asco is a mushroom.
No
Bet
way.
that tastes nice.
Yeah. Crampy balls. Well, if you think that one tastes nice, try this one. Dog stinkhorn.
All right,
Dog
you answer
stink
first.
on.
You answer first this time.
I'm gonna go no mushroom. I'm gonna go no mushroom. It's not a mushroom.
Okay.
No, I think stinkhorn is a mushroom.
Yeah?
And what does it say on your posters? Dicon.
Yeah. I don't even know what dog is in
Stinkhorn.
French. We didn't.
It's
do well in
cane, isn't
French.
it? Or something like that?
No, these are. Yeah, no, there is. I think stinkhorn is a mushroom, right? But I don't
Right.
know if there's a dog stinkhorn. So I'm gonna go. Mushroom.
Oh, he's in the lead again. Fungal Toast, 2-1. So hang on. You can either take the lead
can either-
and win, or Dave, you can only draw now.
I can only draw now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all right.
Either-
Have you
my
got?
pants
Have you
down.
got? All right, you haven't got tiebreaker.
I haven't got a tiebreaker. I should have thought about that. All right, okay. Anyway, the last one. Is this a mushroom or mushroom? Purple helmet ink cap. I can't say it. It's the purple helmet ink cap.
I think I better go first, although, so you can make your decision whether you stick with me.
Yeah,
or
I've
not,
already
right?
stuck. I've stuck with my decision.
I'm going mushroom.
Yeah, I was going mushroom as well. So either way, I've lost.
Oh, okay. So no, I made that one up. That's a mushroom. So,
Oh, no!
hey,
You win 2-1, Fungal.
well, of course,
You are the
damn.
king of the shrooms.
king
I'm
of
so
fungal,
relieved. Yeah.
fungus.
We
That
we
could
will
have been
send you
embarrassing.
with your helmet. We're going to send you the first winner's prize.
Ace, yeah.
Oh, do
Love
you know
that.
what we could send?
What
We
would
could
the
send a you know, from Mario, the
Oh, yeah.
toad.
Yeah, Toad.
Yeah, we can send you one of his. So you just have a big mushroom head.
Love that.
Friendly. So moving on to just the tip for this episode. I thought it very apt. Actually, I didn't think it very apt. I didn't have one to begin with, and then someone suggested it in a, I think it was YouTube comment, about trusting the mushrooms. And I thought it was very apt for this episode.
Oh, yes. Yeah,
That's
the
a perfect
dynamic,
one.
So yeah,
dynamically spawned mushrooms, yeah.
that's
Yeah.
it. So trust the mushroom. And I've written as a note, mo mushrooms, mo problems. So mushrooms are spawning around players, right? And if there's a ton of mushrooms, then there's probably more than just you in that area. So if you run across a couple of mushrooms, there's one of two things that have happened. Either you've spawned it in, or someone else has spawned it in. Now, there's not really a way of telling whether you did it or someone else did it, but the likelihood of there being multiple mushrooms in the same area, all spawned in by you, is very low. So if there's loads of mushrooms around, just keep your eyes in the back of your head.
Trust the mushrooms. Trust them.
Trust the mushroom. Hello. Okay, so that draws the episode to a close. I want to thank you very much, Fungaltoes, for coming in and being breaking our interview virginity.
Yeah, thank you for coming. Thank you for being our first.
Thanks for having me. It's been really fun, actually.
It's been we had a great little conversation about pretty much everything. I'm glad you enjoy the podcast so far. Again, thanks for being here. If anybody wants to check out Fungal, he can be found at TheFungaltoes on Twitch. What else have you got? You haven't got YouTube, have you?
It's starting, but I haven't released anything yet.
Right,
So
okay.
don't worry about that. But that'll be coming in the next month or so, I think.
Nice.
And
that was
we'll
a few
be
shorts.
putting a link in our Discord for anyone that we interview and anyone that is on our Discord that happens to have content creator aspirations and they do content creating. But please check out Fungaltoes, the Fungaltoes on Twitch. Very good streamer, variety streamer, but does play DayZ most of the time.
That's a great summary of that whole episode. So you just need to skip to this end bit rather than listen to the whole thing. Okay, we'll probably just play the outro at this point, really.
Did you want to? Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, go on.
Did you want to do the mod ideas? Because mine are rather infantile.
That can come into play in the next episode, in the dream run.
Oh right, these are part of the